want to do this remembering CGR Undertow? First of all, were you a big Undertow fan?
You know, it's funny.
Or just CGR?
I discovered Undertow a little bit later.
Yeah.
And I love what was his name? Derek?
Yeah.
I like that guy.
There were two main guys for Undertow.
I like
forget
Derek.
the other guy's name, but I know everyone knows Derek.
I love Derek. He showed his face a little more too.
He did. The other guy wasn't. He didn't always show his face, but he would show up probably like 12% of the time it was that other guy at the like for the last few years, and then most of the time it was Derek.
Right. I miss him.
But so you're a bigger Classic Game Room proper fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Undertow too.
I had seen a few Classic Game Room vids because you can't really avoid it back then.
Right.
It was just everywhere. But the one that really resonated with me was Undertow. Like that's the one that I watched like way more Undertow.
Right.
Not that I didn't end up going back and watching a lot of, Mark's main channel.
Yeah. And you did an Undertow reference in one of your old videos, and I'm like, I
have them in several.
That.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm a big, and in my last video I had a Classic Game Room reference.
Love it. Turbo Volcano.
Yeah, it was funny. We were trying to go back and find a point where he actually said that. We couldn't do it.
He said it somewhere.
He says it a lot. He says it all the time, actually.
Yeah.
But says it like on camera. Like you see his face and you see him saying Turbo Volcano.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it.
It's out there, I swear. It's not a Mandela effect.
I feel
or
like
anything
I've definitely
like
seen this happen, right?
But that's what's so great about Classic Game Room and Undertow is that this was back when, like, in the early days of YouTube, you'd search a game and you'd get like, yeah, this game's pretty good, the end. But then when you came across Classic Game Room, it was like finding a gem in the rough. Not only did you get a fun review, but you got a big personality.
It's a lot of people aren't a huge fan of Mark Bussler's actual style of review, but I am. Right. I think it's funny because, like, if I want the actual information on this game, I can get it elsewhere. I like that he's just kind of riffing and talking about whatever in the review. Like, I kind of really liked that. And then Derek's was more like contemplative. Like he would be thinking about it in the context of the other kind of random ass games he'd played recently, and he would he'd pull from a lot of things and he'd pull them in. Now sometimes you could tell he was just like, I gotta bang a review out real quick, and so this is kind of bullshit. But
that's the nature of the channel.
A lot of times he did end up with something like, oh, this is pretty good actually. I could kind of feel that energy.
It's funny you say that because I think we were talking about like new Zelda graphics and impressionism and that kind of style.
Yeah.
I think it was it Derek that brought that up in the Skyward Sword review? I think that's where I got that from.
Maybe, I don't know, but a lot of people talked about the fact that it was like a watercolor background, and then it like as it like the backgrounds and skyboxes would kind of fade, and like even like things as they came closer to you would come out of this kind of
beautiful
impressionist haze into like reality. Cell shading.
But he was if I'm not mistaken, I think he was the guy who brought up the word impressionism or whatever, and I was like, wow, this is a little different than regular Classic Game Room.
This is just slightly than regular Classic Game Room. Yeah, Mark Bussler talking about something like anything artistic at all.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Terminology-wise. No, he's always talking about like volcanoes and lasers and aliens. It was kind of like he was a character, like playing a character, but that he actually wasn't playing. And like there
was something authentic about it.
Truxton though.
Truxton.
Yeah. Truxton.
But is it as good as Truxton? I'd love that he would be like reviewing the Atari, and then he'd be like, this would be great to put your beer on and play some Frogger or whatever. I love it. It's like having your friend over. He was always like
trying to sell you, like he just assumed his audience was all like alcoholics, basically.
He's one of the guys.
We've got more glassware for you guys this week. Make sure to buy glassware, guys.
Yep. I should bring it down.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about it.
Here it is. Hey, he
Insert
got it.
beer, output fun.
Output fun, baby.
Goes great when you're playing Truxton.
We've talked a little bit about this. Jason and I have a little bit about CGR on the show.
Right.
We've talked a lot more about it behind the scenes, and we'll probably dive in at some point because that's a whole can of worms, dude.
There's a lot to say.
There's a lot to say, and that's why I want to focus a little more on Undertow because I don't think Jason was like even really that big of an Undertow fan compared to regular CGR.
I really like Undertow. I found them a little late because not too about.
Do you remember what year?
It was a year or two before he did the big goodbye video, which was just sad.
That was well, you got him at a really good point in time because there were a lot of really good videos coming out around that time, and the goodbye video actually no longer on that channel.
What happened? They enlisted it?
I think Mark just took it off. It's weird, or maybe for some reason Derek requested, because that could have also happened.
Right.
He might have requested that it be taken off, but I don't know why, because it's an emotional and great thing. But Derek has seemed really, I don't know if you followed him at all anywhere.
Not really.
He will appear and disappear on various platforms, and he has kind of like somewhat manic episodes where like he just starts posting kind of like uncomfortable sort of things.
What?
Like I don't know. Yeah, no, he's definitely been going through it since he left Classic Game Room. And it's one of those big questions that everyone's always had, like, because like he could have just made his own channel that would have been almost immediately as successful as Undertow.
That's what I was going to ask. I was like, where is he now? Because
why didn't he? Right?
I hate that he just vanished. I thought that goodbye video was going to end with like, this is the end of working here, but don't forget to subscribe to
you'd think there would be something else, some sort of pivot.
Yeah.
I think it was a mixture of like he was genuinely heartbroken about it, and this is obviously just speculation. But also just like burnt out. The dude had been making so many videos, probably wanted a break, and I can only assume in the middle of that break he's like, you know what? Fuck making videos. I'm free. I'm so done with this. Like, so it's funny because like, the fans are always going to want more, myself included. I think it would be great if he like the door's always open.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's never too late to start talking about how you feel about video games.
I think people will see that name and hear that voice and be like, oh, it's the Undertow guy.
Yeah. But
hey, fellow Undertoads,
Yeah, I just hope he's doing all right.
Same.
Sometimes I'll see that he's like back on either Twitter or Instagram or something, and it's like, okay, cool, he's doing pretty good, and then those will be gone, and it's like, okay, maybe he's going through a little something again. I don't know, but like sometimes people turn their online presence on and off like that, and it always causes me to be a little concerned because I'll stop posting, but I don't really delete stuff, except for like I did delete like that's actually not true. But when I delete stuff, I'm never coming back, I guess. Like,
just shut the door and shut it for good.
I'm done with the platform that like it's just over. Like I remember when I deleted my Reddit account back in the day, and I was like, that felt like a big deal because I'd had it for so long. And when I deleted my Facebook, I was like, but events though, and it was like, fuck it, like it's gone. I still delete your Reddit Instagram though, because I actually made it before my Facebook. Like before Facebook acquired them, and then I never linked it because I never cared. So I have like an independent Instagram account, which is funny.
I think I found it. I wasn't stalking you or anything, but I think I found it.
Oh, no, yeah, that's good. I linked it. I linked it on my channel page.
Maybe that's how I found it.
I only recently took it off because like so few people even bothered, and I was like, I kind of don't use this even, so I should probably just remove it. Plus, I got the website. I might be, I guess I haven't talked about that, but maybe we'll be having a website. I don't know.
Little teaser.
Jason launched a website, and it's actually really slick.
No kidding.
Yeah, he just graduated, which we celebrated here on the channel. But now he's got, it's nice to have a little website, put your accomplishments on, and kind of like, show to potential employers and whatnot.
Cool.
Best of luck to Jason on his employment journey.
I'm excited. Keep us in the loop, Jason. See what's going on there.
But yeah, I guess I don't know what else to say about Undertow other than I liked their videos, and I could always count on them to have a review on whatever random ass game I was searching for.
I just hope Derek knows that a lot of people appreciated his style and his approach.
Still appreciate, yeah.
And if you're out there, if you're listening to this, Derek, we love you, man.
Yeah.
We hope you're doing all right.
And the other guy. If the other guy's listening. I'm sorry I forget your name, but you're excellent too. I'm sorry.
He's great. He really is.
And even back in the day, they actually had more than just the two of them on Undertow. That's the thing, too. It's so weird. That was such a large operation for a little bit. They kind of blew up way bigger than they should have, and then they had to lay a bunch of people off, which is always sucks.
And that was exciting because when I discovered Undertow after years of watching just normal classic game room with Mark, I was like, oh, Mark is building a classic game room universe.
An expanded CGR universe, yeah.
There's going to be classic mobile game room. There's going to be classic, I don't know,
some
beer
of those
reviews.
Old channels are still up, but most of them have been converted into like Turbo Volcano, Magnum Skywolf, like random other projects he has that weren't anything to do with that.
He's got other passions. He's
so make another channel.
I know.
James Rolfe, eventually he did bite the bullet and he did do it. He made the Rex Viper channel, and it was the right call.
It was
the right call.
It was. And it was also the right call to leave those comments on.
Yes. Yeah. You know what's funny about Rex Viper? Is I could not fucking care less. Some people are so mad about it. They're so mad that you would even dare. You know, I'm just like, I don't care, dude. Plus, AVGN's, like, let's be real. It's been dead for, like, years and years.
Yeah, it's zombie AVGN now.
Like a new AVGN dropped. It's like, I don't know, man. The last one that really dropped was probably the Earthbound one. And before...
That episode was legit.
And before that, it was probably like the Mega Man one, honestly. Like, there's so many.
That
like,
one was fun.
I just feel like that show's been so different for so long.
Right.
That, like,
his heart's not in it.
What are you still holding on to? You know, like
his heart's not in it. And
I unsubscribed in the middle of the slop era.
Really? Yeah,
of course, dude. I was like, who are these guys? Like, I was like, why is he bringing all these randos in here?
And they just kind of snuck in. They didn't announce themselves. They're like, hey, I'm
we've got
Justin.
a podcast
How you doing?
about nothing. Every time I clicked on it, I'd be like, wow, that was shockingly bad. What, like, are they trying to kill it? I don't understand this mentality. It must have worked for them on some level. But yeah, I mean, I have no guilt. I found him way later than most people, so I was kind of like, whatever, man.
I was there from the get-go.
Oh,
I found him on Screw Attack, and he was like taking shits on games. Like, this guy's funny. There's so many like boring people on Screw Attack. Like, what's the guy with the little cartoon character? Where's the fedora? I forgot his name.
Oh, wait, you're talking about Nostalgia Critic? Doesn't he wear a fedora? No.
Well, it's like
I've never seen a Nostalgic Critic video.
Yahtzee. I think Yahtzee's his name.
Wait, really? The guy from Zero Punctuation?
Yes, that guy.
Yeah.
He's fine.
I watched those videos from the Escapist channel for a while, actually. But it was in like 2011 to like 2013. That was kind of all the rage back then.
But I was a teenager. I'm like, I don't want this journalistic integrity bullshit. Like... There's a guy shitting on a game. I want to watch that.
He's shitting on games over here.
That's hilarious. This is new. This is groundbreaking.
It's like, oh yeah, that's a review. I see you. You're heard, but I mean, he's shitting on a game. Come on.
Right.
I'm like, what do you think I'm going to watch, buddy?
But James wears his heart on his sleeve, and you can tell his heart's not in it.
Yeah.
But when you watch Rex...
That's such a sad sentence. Dude, the man wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's how you can tell he doesn't give a shit about this anymore.
He's not even trying to hide it. Yeah, he's like, oh, fuck. You know,
that was a pretty good one. That was a good one. Good job.
That was a good fuck.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's funny. I've been watching through a few of his older videos lately, and the reason that, like, I mean, I still love, like, I probably have more appreciation for him now than I ever did. And it's
James,
just because, yeah, it's just because like those old videos will always be there.
they're not going
I
anywhere.
watched through a good bit of them like in the past week, and they're awesome.
They hold up
Yeah,
because
and like the effort and the different shots and everything, it's just like, it's funny because he never took me back to the past, you know, because I didn't grow up then. I wasn't an '80s kid. I didn't
right.
play any of those games. But now when I watch his videos, the videos themselves are taking me back to the past because that's the past.
I've got something to tell you.
Yeah.
Simon. Okay, so his first review was Simon's Quest, right?
Yeah, and that's actually what got me into it because that's the next game I'm covering.
AVGN is
here.
older now. Hey, beautiful.
I have two,
AVGN.
actually.
That's really cool.
I had
Actually,
to, this one didn't work, and so I had to buy another one, and it's such a shitty version of this game. The FDS version sucks, dude.
damn.
Anyway,
So I don't know if you know this, but AVGN right now, as of 2025, is older than Simon's Quest was when he reviewed it in 2004 or whatever.
that sounds about right.
That
Because I've
is
done a lot of
nuts.
those. You know what's crazy? Here's one. Here's one for you. The Famicom, Nintendo Famicom. It's further away from us right now than the ending of World War II was to the Famicom launching.
Oh my god.
You
That
can
is
fact check me
insane.
on that. It's close.
No, I believe you. That sounds about right.
It's yeah. Well, that's, you never want it to sound about right, but it might be a few years now. You want it to be like, what?
Whoa,
But for me, it's also
2019 was
crazy.
20 years ago?
It's crazy thinking back to like the Wii and stuff, and like just the distance between like games I played as a, like Ocarina of Time, for example. Like, look at that. The remake. If an Ocarina of Time remake came out now, the distance between that and the remake would be greater than the distance between the remake and the original game from the 3DS. Like, just nutty stuff. Like, whoa, what? What?
You're making me grow more gray hairs.
It feels like it's still 2013 to me. I don't really understand what happened.
Yeah, it's weird. So we got here because we were talking about old YouTube, which
Yeah.
it encompasses classic game room and Undertow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Undertow's kind of in that, it's in this weird in between. It occupies this unique space because it's like we were already on to kind of like Gen 2 gaming YouTubers. So like
I know what you're talking
the
about.
second generation, we're talking about your peanut butter gamers, your
JonTron,
JonTrons, your
Pro
Ego
Jared.
Raptors, your completionists, Pro
Yep.
Jareds, really the normal Boots crew, honestly.
Yeah.
Anyone who was anybody was part of that.
Yeah, the yeah, exactly. The yell about games phase was kind of winding down,
Sadly.
and then yeah, rip.
No, it's been way too long since anyone took a shit on a game. Really.
It's been too long. I miss it. It's very nostalgic. Maybe we'll do that on Tappers.
Yeah, the next coming up on Tappers, he'll show it in like the preview thing, like
Coming up. Stay tuned. Well,
Yeah.
if you watch the viewer retention and it just plummets after the grunt, it just
we'll get like a bunch of Rolling Rocks, like
yeah. So Rolling Rock sucks.
yeah, it's not good. From as far as like the generic beer goes, I think I would take it over some of them. Like I would take it over a Busch. I'd take it over a Bud Light.
I'd take it over Pat's. Pat's is pretty piss beery, but
Oh, really? Well, that one has a lot of variants. Sometimes you get a good one.
yeah, that's true.
But I'm kind of over all of those generic beers, honestly. I mean, we're living in like a renaissance of craft beer, so.
Yeah, I try to get the craft stuff on Tappers. You know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking about bringing a little bit of my own to share.
Let's go. Bring it
Some
on
of my
up.
favorite stuff, but we'll see.
Maybe we'll swing by the old liquor store while you're up here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. We got some good ones.
just an episode of Tappers where we're just absolutely smashed the whole time. Like, that would not be a good look, but it would
No.
be fun.
I'm a bad influence.
All right. Well, anything else you want to say about Classic Game Room Undertow? Because we both have work tomorrow.
Yes, we do. Derek and the rest of the crew, which I totally know the name of, we miss you. We do. And also, thank you, Mark, for this little doodle.
Yeah,
Appreciate
dude.
that.
Honestly, that alone, look at that. Those mugs that you, or those like pint glasses you can get, are not expensive. They're like $5.
Yeah, not really. I got the
And
pair.
then like if I had known in advance it came with a Mark Bustler little doodle and signature, are you fucking kidding me? Of course I'm ordering that.
That was worth the price alone. That was a nice little surprise because it came with like
the price. I'm gonna order some tonight.
I didn't expect that, and the reason it's folded is because he shoved it in the glass, kind of like this, and I'm like, "What is that in my glass?" And I'm like,
I really need it. I really need one, man.
You should get
it. Maybe he'll draw me a turbo volcano.
That'd be cool. Or the Truxton guy.
Well, Jason will be returning. Don't worry. And thank you, Danny Devoid, a.k.a. Mike, for sitting in on more guest sessions here at Waiting for Nintendo.
A lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Make sure to check out Tappers on youtube.com/@DannyDevoid. There'll be a link in the description and comments.
We'd love to see you there. It's a lot of fun.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.